Manute Bol was a famous basketball player, and his name is written in the record books as the tallest NBA player ever. He was also a great humanitarian and a father of 10, including a current NBA rookie. But what was Manute doing before?
Oh, he had 10 kids? Oh, he was throwing that. 10 of them things? Oh, yeah,
For basketball. And did he really kill a lion? Watch the rest of the video to find out what he was like to be around.
He do what?
What's his real age? And how good Manute Bol actually was as a player.
Hold on, what's his real age is crazy. Did they not know his real age? That is, nah.
Some people start playing basketball because they saw it on TV. Some start playing it on the playgrounds in their neighborhoods. Some do it because they grew exceptionally tall, and it seems like a natural thing to do. The latter was the case with Manute Bol, who grew up in Sudan as a member of the Dinka tribe, who were on average the tallest human beings in the world. Manute's mom and sister were 6'8". His father was 6'10", and his grandfather was supposedly 7 feet 10 inches tall. Young Manute grew up without proper education, spending his time tending family's cattle, which was the prime currency and value of the Dinka people. Later in life, while he was working for the military, he started playing basketball on the military team because he was too tall for soccer, his primary choice.
What does later in life mean? Like, what's the age range when this was going? That's some later in life. When was this?
He was then discovered by Don Feely, a basketball coach who advised him to try to pursue basketball in the States. He sent Bol to Cleveland in 1982, where he was under the tutelage of Kevin Mackey, a head coach for the Cleveland State University. Mackey saw potential in Bol and started preparing him to play for the university. Since nobody, including Manute himself, knew how old he was, Mackey gave him a birthday of October 16, 1962, declaring him a 19-year-old. So
Hold on, so he didn't know how old he was, and then the coach ain't. So you yourself don't know how old you is, and then the coach don't know how old you is. That's all right, bet. Nigga, you 19. That nigga could have been 30, bruh. You're 19 today, okay? That's hilarious.
He'd be eligible to play college basketball. He believed that Bol was actually much older, and that he might have been well into his 30s. Every athletic door is
ain't no way he went to his 30s, man. Come on, let's not do that. Let's not.
Open at 19. Every athletic door is closed when you're 35. Manute was probably 40 or 50 years old when he was playing in the NBA, Mackey said. Manute didn't know English at all back then, and had struggled reading it, so he was unable to enroll at Cleveland State and never played a game there. Instead, he declared for the 1983 NBA draft, despite being a basketball novice and not knowing the language. However, his only asset, height, was still enough to get him picked. The San Diego Clippers took a chance on him in the 5th round of the 1983 NBA draft, 97th overall, but the NBA ruled the pick ineligible and made the pick invalid. After rejections from both the NBA and the NCAA, Bol started playing Division II basketball for Bridgeport University, where he averaged 22.5 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 7.1 blocks per game. He became an attraction, and it was
7.1 blocks. Bro, what, bro?
Hard to find tickets to see him play. Soon enough, he got national publicity after his picture ended up in the newspapers. Even though he was still extremely raw and could have used a few more years of college basketball, he again declared for the draft so he'd be able to support his family back in Sudan. He got drafted 31st overall by the Washington Bullets, making him the first African-born player in the NBA and the tallest player ever. Bol became an instant sensation and one of the most popular players in the league. Every fan wanted a picture with the guy who was 7'7", and every reporter wanted to talk to him as well. And that's when the story of him killing a lion with a spear started. Even though that hasn't been officially confirmed, Bol admitted to a friend that he just made the story up when he was bored because they were eating up all of his words. Hey, if it's possible that somebody grew so tall...
Boy, you ain't kill no lion with no spear. I wish he did that.
It's possible that he kills lions with spears. When it comes to basketball, Manute wasn't any good on offense, and he scored less than 4 points per game in his rookie season. He wasn't very skilled and wasn't nearly powerful enough to deal with opponents who often outweighed him by 50 pounds or more. Despite being the tallest player ever, Manute was extremely skinny and weighed a little over 200 pounds. However, due to his freakish length and surprising agility, Bol was a defensive presence from the moment he stepped into the NBA. He averaged a whopping 5 blocks per game in his rookie season, which is the second season highest block average in NBA history.
Bro. 5 blocks. He was averaging more blocks than points. He was averaging 4 points, 5 blocks. Bro, what is we doing, bro? 5 blocks a game. I need that type of defense, bro. OKC need that. We need that right now.
Manute stayed in Washington for 3 years and made many headlines and magazine covers, even with a gradual reduction in playing time after his rookie year. Despite the novelty having worn off a bit, he remained a popular figure because his height and unusual build were so fascinating.
Give me
to
that!
many. It also helped that he learned English and became much more accessible to fans and adored by his teammates. After Washington, Bol spent 2 years with the Golden State Warriors, and then the next 3 with the Philadelphia 76ers, where he developed a great relationship with Charles Barkley, whom he called Charlie. Charles Barkley once said that if everyone in the world was a Manute Bol, it's a world he'd want to live in, because he's really smart and kind. Manute's frame and game remained relatively the same, rhyme not intended. He was still really thin and couldn't overpower anybody in the paint, and made baskets mainly from putback dunks.
Shots a game.
On defense, he was still good, even though his blocking numbers started to decline. It was in Philadelphia where he played his last full season, and also where he had the most memorable game of his career. On March 3rd of 1993, against the Phoenix Suns, Manute Bol made 6 threes in one half, one shy of an NBA record, which was completely mind-blowing.
But he was shooting that bit with all luck. I'm telling you.
Considering he only made 10 threes in his previous 3 seasons combined. Who knows? If he practiced it more often, he could have been a stretch 5 before it was normal for centers to shoot threes. And stretch 5 would have also been the perfect nickname for him. He stayed in the NBA for 2 more years and played sporadically for Miami and for all 3 of his former teams, Philadelphia, Washington, and Golden State, where he played his last NBA minutes. During his second stint in DC, he mentored George Murasan, another 7'7" player, and they became the tallest pair of teammates ever. Over the course of his career, Bol averaged...
Bro, how is you scoring on that team, bro? Just put them in the paint, bro. They weren't trying to develop back in the day. They got a 7'6" Wemby. You go get a 7'7" Manute Bol. He averaging 5 blocks a game? Oh, yeah, I was like, yeah, let me get you in the gym now. You got to work on your offense. Bro, what is going on?
2.6 points, 4.2 rebounds, 0.3 assists, and 3.3 blocks per game in 18.7 minutes on the court. His 2,086 blocks stand at number 14 for most career blocks, and Bol is the only player to have more blocks than points scored, 1,599. To this day, he's still a synonym for height and length, and together with Murasan, remains the tallest player who has ever played an NBA game. His legacy is more cultural than basketball related, and he's always going to be known as a really tall person rather than a good basketball player. However, despite having a...
Jordan just dunked on him? Yo, Jordan was doing whatever to anybody.
A really tall person rather than a good basketball player.
Air Jordan.
However, despite having a small impact on the NBA court, he had a significant impact outside of it. Manute Bol was making constant efforts to improve the conditions in his native Sudan, and gave almost all of his money to various organizations back home to help those in need. Bol established the Ring True Foundation for the fundraising of Sudanese refugees. He also played a part in stopping the civil war in Sudan, and for building schools and promoting education. He wasn't a stranger to alcohol and gambling during his career, and because of that, and his charity work, he soon ran out of money once his career was over.
Damn.
Still, like many times before, his height and his name were assets he could always count on, and that's why he tried various promotional efforts to raise money. He signed a one-day contract with an ice hockey team, even though he couldn't skate. He also appeared as a horse racing...
What? He did what? Hold on, bro. What was he about to do out there on that ace rank, bro? Who was gonna kill himself? What was he about to do, man?
A contract with an ice hockey team, even though he couldn't skate. He also appeared as a horse racing jockey and as a boxer in celebrity boxing against former football player William the Refrigerator Perry. All money he earned went towards Sudanese refugees, and that's where the real legacy...
Yeah, he a real one, bro. Yeah, Manute Bol, he a real one for that. That's a real, bro. I love that nigga. I love him just for that. He a real guy. That's a real one, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to him, bro.
If the Manute Bol remains.
Shout out to Bol.
Manute, unfortunately, died in 2010 from
Bro, I swear to God, I ain't know he was dead. Bro, that's crazy. Shout out to Bol though, bro.
Kidney failure. after spending time in Sudan helping those in need while he was severely ill. He gave his life away for his people, and 7 months after he died, South Sudan was declared independent. A part of his legacy is also currently in the NBA, in the shape of his son, a 7'2" Bol, who got drafted in 2019 by the Denver Nuggets. Bol is much more skilled than his father, but similar to Manute, he is extremely tall and thin, albeit to a lesser degree than his dad. Since he hasn't yet played due to a foot injury, it remains to be seen if Bol will be a better player. Even though a 7'7" Manute wasn't the best at basketball.
They don't really give him a lot, bro. Whenever he on different teams, they don't really give him a lot of minutes, a lot of time to really show what he got. They give him some, he score, he cool. They don't really give him what he don't really.
Replicating his impact will be a tall mountain to climb.
I ain't gonna lie.
Pun intended.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, bro. Being over, bro, if you're not Wemby is what, 7'4", 7'5", but he can handle and shoot. If you're not that, bro, just don't do it. 7'6", 7'8", 7'9", and you just a big man who can block shots and just stand there. Bro, you might always go to another league, bro. Them boys is running and gunning nowadays, man. It's over with for these big men. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But look, man, like, comment, subscribe, bro. Shout out to Manute Bol, man. Shout out to him, bro. Let me know in the comments, was y'all around during this era? Because I know some of y'all old heads be around. So let me know in the comments, was y'all around. But look, on the road to 10K, I'm doing a giveaway at 10K. So when we hit that, we own it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to see y'all in this video. No cap.